What's good, YouTube? This video is about I'm still answering questions on Instagram, so I'm gonna just read the question. I'm not gonna tell you what the video is about. Apparently this video is gonna be about, can you shed some light on why all the homely and bad attitude and lazy women are cuffed? Do I need to stop keeping myself up and have a bad attitude just to attract a guy? It seems that's what they like. So that's what the video's about. That's what the video's about. Um, why are all the homely, ugly, or what no, why are all the homely and bad attitude, lazy women cuffed? I can tell you why. The homely, bad attitude, lazy women are cuffed because they're not seeking validation. They're cuffed because they're probably pretty confident. They're cuffed because they own their space. They're cuffed because they probably have a lot of boundaries that they uphold. They have standards that they uphold. They have expectations that they uphold. They realize that their power isn't in keeping a guy attracted, but in keeping a guy connected. Of course, there's a lot to being attractive, but it's not the end all be all, especially for men of substance. Some people might think they have a bad attitude. Others might look at it as a commitment to their standards or a rigidity around what they expect from others and what they expect from themselves. And yes, it's true, some women don't feel the need to take care of themselves or to keep their bodies in shape, if that's what you mean by homely. But again, they've already found their man. They don't have to go out and impress a guy every night or every weekend, right? Every Friday and Saturday night at a club or a bar or any outing place. They've made a man love them, and with that love comes a lot more acceptance. A man can accept the imperfections of a woman if he cares about her. Side women don't get that type of love. Guys don't love their side woman like they love the main woman that they won't leave while they screw the side chick in silence and in secret. That side woman has to remain attractive and convenient and fun and all of these things. She can't be homely or lazy or mean or any of those things you described. Women in committed relationships with men they trust get homely. Hell, both men and women gain weight when they first get into a relationship. The first year of a great relationship, usually both people gain about 10 pounds, especially if somebody's cooking in that house. I, I can't speak to lazy. I don't know a lot about that. I don't know if there's a correlation between homely and lazy and bad attitude. I mean, I'm sure there is, but not necessarily on why men would be good to one of those women. I just say all that to say that those men have captured something that a big ass or the nicest yoga pants or the most perfect sitting breast can't. Right? They've captured his heart. He's more interested in them, the person, the spirit, the energy source, than the body, the vagina, the tits, the ass. So many women lead with their sexuality, and while their sexuality is powerful, it is no match for capturing a man's mind and heart. While you as a spectator might look at her as homely, bad attitude, lazy, whatever other thing you might throw, whatever other stone you might throw at her, he might see her as his queen, his life source, his helpmate, his partner, his teammate. A lot of these women are walking around not giving a damn about being the most slim or the most vain or the most fashionable, and they got good men because they prioritize the quality of person that they brought home instead of the vanity that some of us get so caught up in. Not to say you shouldn't take care of yourself, not to say that you shouldn't have because they have. Just to say that some of us need to reprioritize what we look for in relationships and what we start to value. The things we fall in love with need to be reprioritized and reorganized at times. A man who goes home to a homely woman who you say is lazy and you say has a bad attitude, it's probably not that disenchanted a lot of times. Maybe she has a bad attitude around the women who are very fashionable and well put together because they seem like threats if she compares herself. Those homely women do have their own self-esteem issues. Everybody has some kind of insecurity. If they have a bad attitude, generally it's going to be around other women, women who keep themselves up, who've preened themselves, who've prepped themselves to attract a man. Especially if you're around their men and you're presenting something that they don't usually give anymore because, as you say, they're homely. They may dress down, they may not take care of themselves the same way you do. But generally, they're taken for good reason. It's important that some of you women, some of you more attractive women that are having the same issues as the women who wish they looked like you, start to focus in on what a man's offering you and providing for you. If we're keeping it real here, isn't that the goal? To be at home, homely, sick with a bad attitude, and have a man taking care of you because you having a bad day? Not needing to, wear the most expensive shoes or dress or get your hair done just for a man to show up and love you? Isn't that the goal? I would hope the goal was also to keep yourself up. So I'm pro keep yourself together. But I understand why a man loves his woman despite her being homely or maybe having a bad day. Maybe it's her intellect. Maybe it's her spirit. Maybe it's her energy. Maybe it's the way she serves him. Maybe it's the way she loves him. Maybe it's the way they get along. Maybe it's the way they work together. Maybe it's the way she empowers him. Maybe it's the way she inspires him or motivates him, or vice versa. Maybe she makes him feel more like a man because of the needs that she inherently has, matching with the gifts that he inherently has. Maybe he's able to be himself with her. Maybe he can trust her. Maybe he felt more comfortable with her than he did the other woman he dated when he was dating her. There is so much more to relationships than just being a fine-ass woman trying to attract a man. You can wear a Glad trash bag. If your energy's right and your confidence is right and your spirit feels right, a man will gravitate to you. A man will be magnetized to you. You also have to be looking for the right type of man, the type of man that will love a woman despite her not being a fashionista. Some of y'all aren't selecting those types of guys. These 1% guys, these 5% guys are looking for the best of the best, the most preened, the most attractive, the most well put together because they have their pick of women. The men with the most options are the most picky because they have the most options. If they don't value what a woman brings to the table besides sex and physical attributes, then they want the finest women with the best physical attributes. So while women are trying to get them because they're at the top of the food chain financially and they have the looks together and a lot of times they're very tall and all of these things, they're selecting women based on the same shallow shit. They want the finest. They want the best and brightest and all of these things, or maybe not the best and brightest, but definitely the finest, sometimes the younger ones. But these guys are selecting these women on some of the same shallow shit that these women are selecting men on. We hear so much about men being shallow and liking butts and breasts, and it's this negative connotation that's thrown around what a man's attracted to. But when we talk to these women who like these guys or in the top 5% or the top guys that women choose from, they're all sharing the same handsome guy simply because he's handsome and they want him or other women want him. And of course they can try to rationalize it, but he's a good provider. He makes a lot of money. He's handsome. He's tall. He can treat them like shit. He can not have a lot of other shit going on, but they will still try to figure out how to fit that square peg into the round hole simply because he has those attributes. So when a guy sees a nice ass and some nice boobs and a flat tummy and a pretty face, he's going to do the same thing. You have to stop picking people based on those things, and you have to get back down to the root of your inherent needs. And I think those homely women, lazy women, the ones that sitting at home watching Netflix, not giving a damn about how they look sometimes, they've picked a man based on their needs, and he's picked them based on his needs, and it has a lot less to do with whether or not they look like a fashion model when they step outside. Anyway, I hope that helps. Follow me at KevVic24 on Instagram.com. I'll get with y'all later.